You guys believe that the swordsman really wants to be Denji's friends, or do you guys believe that he's just capping and this is all just a setup to actually exterminate Denji? Because it was later revealed that the swordsman, the reason why he actually transferred to Denji's school and was trying to recruit Denji to be a member of the Chainsaw Man Church is because of the fact that he wants him to be his friend. Because when Denji battled against Maki and defeated her, it freed him and the other seven hybrids from Makima's control. So it was a way that he wants to thank Denji and just want to be bygones and be bygones. But do you guys believe it? Because in the beginning of the chapter, we start off where we left off after he revealed himself that he survived the battle with the Chainsaw Man when he was Team Maki. As he reveals to Denji, like, hey, we fought a long time ago when I was part of Maki's squad with the seven hybrids, as Denji told him that, yeah, you were fighting someone else. Because remember, Denji, he separated himself from the Chainsaw Man for a bit. Because we saw when the Chainsaw Man, when he was battling against Maki in the Seven Simps, we saw that Denji came back from behind and was able to sneak attack Maki and chainsaw her and half into pieces. And so Denji is just advising him, like, hey, yeah, that person that you were fighting against wasn't me. And so Denji goes on ahead, he goes to school, where we see that the swordsman actually is transferred to Denji's class, as a whole bunch of ladies having their whole panties wet because of the fact that they find the swordsman to be very much handsome. And so they're all over him, but the swordsman doesn't want anything, nothing to do with these harlots, as he's just trying to get his education. So he asks Denji to help him out, try to get rid of these harlots, as Denji is just in anger because of the fact that he has all of these women going after him. So of course he has a meeting with Denji, and we see Fumito is there as she's sitting on top of Denji. As we see the conversation, as he says that he wanted in private. So then he asks Fumito, he's like, aren't you in the public safety? He was like, are you serious? So then he tells Denji that he's here because he's one of the members of the Chainsaw Man Church and he is a messenger, and that he wants Denji to join because the weapons talks with the Chainsaw Man in church, meaning that he wants hybrids or people who transform into devils like Denji. Because if Denji joins, then he will have a higher position. But we see Fumito says that, wait a minute, the whole organization is called the Chainsaw Man of Church. So if you have a person who's transforming into the Chainsaw Man, wouldn't he be the leader of the organization? And besides, too, we're not accepting any offers because anything less is 100% disrespectful to Denji and the Chainsaw Man, which Denji does agree with her. But then he says that, hey, the only thing that you need to do is to pitch in a little bit with the jobs, and then that you can do whatever you want. You can even turn down the job if you want to. He was just like, you can spend much money as you want and go around to the arcade, eat steaks every day. As Denji is just like, wait a minute, steaks? You talking about I can be eating good if I do join this church? But then Fumito says that, look, I wouldn't even give it a try with all the steaks that you can eat every day. As she goes on and said that she prefers sushi, as Denji says that, what, I will never get tired of Chinese food, which irritated the swordsman. He says that the food is not the only points, you idiot. He was just like, what are you guys? Are you guys little kids? Because he's just being irritated by how ridiculous it is. He was just like, look, I didn't take this job to chit chat and have this useless conversation. He was just like, Denji, you have to understand. I spend my whole entire life being used as a tool by a worthless brat. And I heard it was the same for you. So do you see? We're in the same boat. So now you have a chance to actually not be a tool for these useless people who's just trying to take advantage of you. As he goes on ahead and he says that, look, the reason why, join me in being the member of the Chainsaw Man of Church, and I will protect you from the public safety and the sushi woman. As Denji, he's just thinking about it, but then he doesn't say anything. And he says that the only thing that he wanted from his life is just to have a normal life. He never just kind of just wanted to, be a member of the Chainsaw Man churches or anything. He's just happy to have a normal life, which irritated the swordsman. And then he said that, you know what, forget it. He was just like, the only reason why I even transfer here and try to recruit you is because I wanted to be your friend. And then he says one of the key things that got Denji's attention and wanting him to join the Chainsaw Man Church. He says that it's too bad. If you came with me, you will have slept with all the women that you have wanted to, which that stuns Denji. And then suddenly he was surprised that Denji was in front of him, because when the swordsman actually went down the stairs, he was just like, wait a minute, how the hell you got in front of me? He was like, did you teleport? And then Denji was just like, nah, forget about it. So he was like, all the stuff that you said, you know what? I will join. Sign me up to be in a member of the Chainsaw Man Church, because you are right. I was a tool. And then the chapter just ends. So Denji is joining the Chainsaw Man Church because he thinks that he's going to go on ahead and get some cheeks. And that's just how a cult will do it. But it's just really funny how this chapter is. And I'm just kind of curious of what jobs Denji is going to do, because remember, he still has to make that promise to make sure that Nayuta is actually safe from the public safety, because if he does transform to the Chainsaw Man, then they're going to go after him, and they're try to destroy the Control Devil. So I'm just curious to see like what is going to happen and what's the things that Denji has to do. But other than that, let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this chapter, because there's just so many things that is just happening, and then we just have to wait to see like how this direction is going towards, because it looks like it's going to be setting up the War Devil versus the Chainsaw Man, but also to this whole big prophecy of Notre Dame and how that's going to be playing out. But other than that, let me know down in the comment section if you guys do like the video. Please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man, and hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out here. Peace.